Tottenham have 4 players who need selling after awful Vitesse Arnhem defeat. Tottenham boss Nuno Espirito Santo saw his side's UEFA Conference League hopes dealt a blow after a 1-0 defeat to Vitesse Arnhem on Thursday night. Maximilian Wittek scored the only goal of the match at the Gelerdome, with the hosts deserving of all 3 points. So Express Sport will now take a look at 4 players who need selling in the wake of the result. At left back, Ben Davies had a chastening night at the office. The Wales international failed to stop the cross from the right wing for Wittek's winner, showcasing his vulnerability at the back. And he also offered precious little going forward. At the age of 28, he's a player who should be in his prime. But Davies is stuck in a rut at Spurs, and his feeble interview after the game hasn't helped his cause. Tottenham would be wise to sell him while they can, with the Wales international's best days now behind him. Think you know sport? Test your sporting knowledge with our tricky quiz at Real Betis. Giovanni Lo Celso garnered a reputation for being one of European football's most promising playmakers. That's why they signed him permanently back in January 2020, months after he'd arrived in North London on loan. But the brutal truth of the matter is that Lo Celso pales in comparison to other creators in the game. He was so bad against Vitesse that clips have gone viral of his insipid performance in the Netherlands. And with Tottenham needing results to improve quickly, cutting him loose would potentially suit all parties if Nuno can land a replacement. Don't miss Ronaldo may block Man United from hiring Conte. Conte's comments on Tottenham job with Nuno under fire. Latest Guendouzi antics show Arsenal were right to sell. Gone are the days where Harry Winks looked like he'd be Tottenham's own version of Xavi. The England midfielder once said it was nice to be painted in the same light as the Barcelona legend, especially during his younger years. But Winks' confidence looks shot and, against Vitesse, he carried no spark. Winks didn't create any notable opportunities, and it's hard to see where he goes from here. If Tottenham can find a buyer in January, it's likely they'd accept a deal to let the 25-year-old leave. He was close to departing in the summer but, ultimately, stayed instead. Of course this one was coming. There was once a time where Dele Alli looked like he'd go on to become a footballing great, especially during the early years of Mauricio Pochettino's reign. However, Ali has regressed in recent years and put in another shambolic display as Tottenham slipped to defeat. This was his chance to make his mark. But, a late deflected shot aside, the England international did precious little of note. It's hard to see him getting any better, and Spurs should give up on the Ali experiment. He's not been the same for some time now, after all. Speaking after Tottenham's defeat, Nuno admitted it was a tough match for his side. It was a tough game against a good team, he said. I thought we competed well, but there was a lack of focus in some moments, especially in attack. I thought we could have done more in the way we finish actions, but we were committed, and it was a good chance for our players to have minutes, to grow, because we're going to need it, and the Conference League